I mean, masks are very important.
I mean, masks are very important. I mean, masks are very important.
Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
Hey guys, Raphael back here. So we got the contradiction of Anthony Fauci, or should I say Dr. Anthony Fauci. Here he is with Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook in an interview where they're talking about masks. Now the interview goes much longer where they go into other different things, but I want to highlight a few things here about the mask wearing and where he contradicts himself. So let's get into this.
So I'm hoping that you can tell us a bit more about how your understanding of what we should do has evolved, and maybe some of the areas where your guidance for people around the country has changed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you're dealing with something that's changing in real time, Mark, that's really the thing about things.
Now, I want to jump in on that real quick, and where he says something that's changing, and with something that nobody's really looking into and realizing. Is this a smart virus? Does this virus really have the capacity or the capacity to change? Can it really do that? Like, what is it giving it? What's giving it the power to change? What's making it so smart to change and adapt to different type of people? But let's keep going.
Where your guidance for people around the country has changed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you're dealing with something that's changing in real time, Mark, that's really the nature of science. You look at the data and the information you have at any given time, and you make a decision with regard to policy based on that information. As the information changes, then you have to be flexible enough and humble enough to be able to change how you think about things. And I think, one of the important things that we're emphasizing right now that really evolved from a situation that did change is our insistence now on wearing masks. I mean, masks are very important. They protect you from giving infection to someone else if you happen to be inadvertently infected, and I'll get back to that in a moment, because there's such a significant percentage of the cases that are actually without symptoms. So anyone at any given time could be infected, don't even know it, and feel perfectly well. So you have a responsibility. You can get protected. Now, early on, when we were in a situation in which there was a real concern about the lack of personal protective equipment on the part of the health providers who needed it, who put themselves in harm.
So I want to talk about that too. So basically only the health providers were supposed to be wearing masks. If we're supposed to be so mandated and so important, shouldn't everybody have masks? But why is Adidas, Nike, and all these fashion companies making masks? They couldn't do that back then? Just food for thought.
Way every day to take care of people who are ill with this virus, that we were thinking we would run out of masks and other things for them. So the recommendation was not to wear a mask because of the shortage of it. Two things happened. One, it became clear that we had enough of equipment, so there was no shortage. It became clear that cloth covering.
So it became clear there was a recommendation not to wear a mask. So I guess it's still a recommendation to wear a mask. Think about that.
That you didn't have to buy in a store, that you could make yourself, were adequate. And thirdly, and probably the most compelling thing, is when it became very clear that anywhere from 20 to 45% of people who were infected didn't have any symptoms. So the risk of your being in contact with someone who said, well, you look good, I look good, we're not infected, was not the case. That you could be spreading it asymptomatically. You put all of those things together, which had us evolve from saying maybe...
That's the fear-mongering, people, that you're spreading it asymptomatically. Remember, asymptomatic. Just think about that.
We should hold off on masks because
Asymptomatic to a virus that's constantly changing. Think about that.
we needed them for the healthcare workers to saying now everybody should be wearing a mask when they're outside and should be trying to distance. That's one example of evolving as you get more data and you get more information.
I have a question here asking if there are any known adverse effects about wearing a mask at all. You know, I mean, there's some memes that go around, are people breathing in more carbon dioxide? Are there any issues like that?
I'm going to cut to a video that shows what happens when you wear a mask and the detriments to the body.
We're wearing these N95 masks all day long. Let's see what the effects are on our meter. Right now we got 20.9, 000 on everything else. So let's see. What's our lowest that we're getting, Chris?
17.7.
17.7. Not good. That'll give you a headache breathing that stuff all day, that low.
17.0.
Wow, that's lower than I thought expected. Okay, so wearing an N95 probably isn't the wisest thing all day.
All right, y'all, I want to clear this up real quick, whether masks are safe to wear or not safe to wear. This is a 4-gas monitor. It monitors different levels of air in the environment that you're in. We're required to wear these on our person when we're at work. If this monitor goes off, that means your life is in danger and you need to remove yourself from wherever you're at as quickly as possible. OSHA's minimum requirement is 19.5% oxygen for it to be a safe environment. Right now it's showing 20.9%, and I'm just sitting in my truck, regular day. So if I put this next to my mouth, there's no change. I'm not wearing a mask. This is just a regular cloth mask, probably the least restrictive of all. And we'll see what it says. I'm just going to put it next to my mouth, just like before. According to OSHA, it's not a safe environment.
From all of the studies around this, has anything negative been found?
Not at all, Mark. There has not been any indication that putting a mask on and wearing a mask for a considerable period of time has any deleterious effects on oxygen exchange or anything like that. Not at all.
Yeah, and my understanding is this has also been studied even in people when they're running and exercising and things like that.
And he's lying to you, because in the description, I'm going to put links to the effects of wearing mask while you work out and the effects of wearing an N95 mask as well. So, Mark Zuckerberg, eat a pile of dog crap.
And I haven't seen anything that suggests that there would be any issue, but I mean, you obviously are the expert on this.
Well, no, I mean, I wear a mask when I'm outside all the time, particularly making sure that I don't remove it when I'm close to people. And, it doesn't bother me. I even run with a mask on.
Bullcrap. At his age, running with a mask, he'll drop dead. He's straight lying to your face. Like always, all they do is lie to the masses and give you bullcrap. Feed you fear-mongering and crap to keep you falling in line.
Sometimes it gets a little moist there, depending on the cloth that you're wearing. But
moist, right?
There's nothing to indicate that wearing a mask...
Not a little moist, like what he said in that video in 60 Minutes. A little schmut, right? Remember that? A little schmut.
...has deleterious effects.
Alright, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and how much Dr. Fauci contradicts himself and all the bullcrap that he brings. And please let people know in the medical field, the guidelines that they're following are coming from him, Redmond from the CDC, and all these people who are just here to give us fear-mongering, lies, and more bullcrap. Don't wear your mask, stand up for your rights, and fight for your rights. Because we, the people, are here and we the people are here to stay. Peace, family. Be safe. And as always, love each other.
I mean, masks are very important. Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks. You're sure of it, because people are listening really closely to this. Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
And if you are taught how to observe, you cease to observe.